Cleveland's locker room just exploded, and it's worse than anyone expected. After yet another humiliating loss, a key Browns staff member has reportedly walked out, leaving the entire organization in chaos. Players are frustrated, tempers flared, and sources say the shouting inside Berea could be heard down the hall. Fans have had enough. The Haslam ownership group is said to be furious, and insiders claim Haslam herself confronted members of the coaching staff, demanding accountability. It's not just about the losses, it's about control. And right now, nobody seems to have it. Head coach Kevin Stefanski is under massive pressure. Reports suggest that veteran players like Myles Garrett are losing faith, describing the locker room as divided and directionless. There's talk that Stefanski's message has gone stale, and that he may have officially lost the team. Meanwhile, the fan base is calling for one thing: Shedeur Sanders. Social media is erupting, with chants to start the rookie, who many believe could bring life back to the franchise. Some even claim Haslam herself wants him on the field immediately to shift the narrative. The Browns' season might not be over, but their unity could be. The franchise is spiraling, and the next decision from ownership might define the future of the team. Whether that's Shedeur taking over or more staff walking out, Cleveland's storm is just getting started. The meltdown in Cleveland didn't just happen overnight. It had been brewing for weeks, but this time it finally exploded. Sources close to the team say the Browns' locker room turned into pure chaos after their latest collapse, with shouting matches breaking out between players and staff. Frustration was boiling over, and when the dust settled, one key staff member reportedly stormed out, slamming the door behind him. That's when everyone realized something inside this organization had officially snapped. Players were livid. Veterans who had spent years fighting for this team were calling out the lack of leadership, and several even hinted that some coaches had lost the room. It wasn't just emotion, it was exhaustion. Week after week of confusion, poor play calling, and embarrassing losses had finally taken their toll. Behind closed doors, the Haslam family wasn't sitting quietly either. Reports claim Haslam personally addressed the situation, demanding accountability from the staff and questioning why things had gotten this bad. Her message was clear: this level of dysfunction wouldn't be tolerated. That confrontation reportedly sent shockwaves through the building, with some insiders calling it the most intense moment of the season so far. And while all this was happening, the fan base was losing patience fast. Cleveland fans flooded social media, demanding change and calling for one bold move. Believe he's the spark the team desperately needs, the one player who could bring back some fight, energy, and pride. This isn't just a football problem anymore, it's a culture problem. The locker room is divided, the staff is in disarray, and the front office is scrambling for answers. Cleveland's meltdown. Behind the scenes, Haslam made it clear that accountability was non-negotiable. She wanted answers, fast. Why was the locker room falling apart? Why did the coaching staff look unprepared week after week? And most importantly, why were the Browns wasting yet another season with a roster this talented? According to insiders, her frustration wasn't aimed at one person. It was aimed at an entire culture of complacency that had taken over the building. But then came the turning point. Rumors began to circulate that Haslam directly questioned Kevin Stefanski's decision to keep rolling with Dillon Gabriel, even after multiple brutal performances. She reportedly asked a simple but loaded question: if Shedeur's healthy, why isn't he starting? That single comment spread through the organization like wildfire. For players who had quietly supported Shedeur behind closed doors, it felt like validation. Meanwhile, Stefanski was said to be on the defensive. Publicly, he stayed composed. But internally, pressure was mounting. The Haslams had drawn a line. Results needed to come now, not later. And for the first time all season, whispers of a potential quarterback change started to feel real. Fans quickly caught wind of the tension. Twitter lit up with speculation. Reporters circled the story, and the city of Cleveland buzzed with one burning question. Was Shedeur Sanders about to take over? Haslam's reaction wasn't just about frustration. It was about control. She was sending a message to everyone in the building. The Browns were done making excuses. From that moment on, every coach, every player, and every decision would be under the microscope. Kevin Stefanski has faced pressure before, but never like this. After the Browns' humiliating collapse, fans, media, and even people inside the organization began questioning if he'd lost complete control. Reports suggest players are frustrated with his conservative play calling, claiming it's holding the offense back and killing momentum during crucial moments. What was once seen as a calculated, steady approach is now being viewed as predictable, and the team's confidence in him is quickly fading. Behind closed doors, things aren't much better. Several players have reportedly stopped buying into Stefanski's message. One insider described the atmosphere as tense and disconnected, with players tuning out during team meetings. It's not just about losing games anymore, it's about losing trust. Some within the locker room have allegedly started calling him robotic, saying his emotionless leadership style isn't what this fiery, frustrated team needs right now. Meanwhile, the media has turned up the heat. Major analysts have begun openly questioning whether Stefanski has the creativity to manage a locker room full of big personalities and high expectations. Every press conference feels like a battle. Every decision, from starting Gabriel benching key players, is being dissected in real time. And then there's Shedeur Sanders. Fans see him as the answer, the spark Cleveland desperately needs. But Stefanski's hesitation to make the switch has only fueled more backlash. Social media is flooded with posts saying he's too stubborn, too scared to adapt, and too proud to admit failure. What's worse, sources claim Stefanski's relationship with the front office has begun to strain. The Haslams want results, not explanations. Every week without improvement chips away at his credibility, and everyone can feel it. If Stefanski can't turn things around fast, this could be the beginning of the end. Because in Cleveland, patience has run out. The locker room is fracturing. The fan base is revolting. The name Shedeur Sanders has become a lightning rod in Cleveland, a symbol of hope, frustration, and controversy all at once. Ever since rumors surfaced that the Browns' front office was exploring ways to bring him into the fold, the entire fan base has been in chaos. Some see him as the future, the quarterback who could finally bring swagger, leadership, and star power back to a franchise that's been desperate for stability. Others, though, aren't so sure, calling it another flashy distraction in a team already drowning in drama. But make no mistake, Shedeur's influence goes way beyond rumors. His recent appearance at a Browns facility sent social media into a frenzy. Photos of him chatting with players and staff went viral within minutes, with fans flooding comment sections, demanding the team to make it happen. And when you think about it, the timing couldn't have been more explosive. Browns were coming off another brutal loss, and the fan base was losing faith fast. Suddenly, Shedeur's name was everywhere, trending, debated, dissected. What makes this even more fascinating is how divided the locker room seems to be. According to reports, some younger players have started openly voicing support for Shedeur, saying his confidence and work ethic could change the energy inside the team. Veterans, however, are skeptical. They've seen hype before, and they know how quickly it can fade once the real pressure starts. Still, Shedeur represents something the Browns haven't had in years: excitement, a belief that maybe, just maybe, the future could look brighter than the present. Even analysts have begun saying that a player like Sanders could redefine the culture of Cleveland football, both on and off the field. And whether the rumors are true or not, one thing's clear: the Browns can't escape his shadow anymore. Every poor game by Gabriel reignites the conversation. Every rumor spreads like wildfire, and every fan seems to be asking the same question: When will Shedeur Sanders finally take over? Because at this point, it doesn't feel like a matter of if, it feels like a matter of when. The fallout in Cleveland has been nothing short of chaotic. What started as a tough stretch of losses has spiraled into a full-blown identity crisis. Inside the organization, there's growing tension, whispers of blame, fractured relationships, and a growing sense that something big is about to happen. Players are frustrated, coaches are defensive, and the front office is scrambling to figure out how to stop the bleeding before the season completely collapses. Rumors are swirling that major changes could be coming. Some insiders claim that ownership has started discussing emergency options behind closed doors, including potential staff, shakeups, or even quarterback changes. Others believe a deeper power struggle is brewing, one between Kevin Stefanski and the Haslams, who are reportedly losing patience with his rigid coaching style and poor communication with players. One source described the situation as toxic, saying everyone's pointing fingers instead of finding solutions. But amid all this chaos, fans haven't gone silent. They've gone nuclear. Social media has become a war zone. Hashtags calling for Stefanski's firing trend daily, while Shedeur Sanders' name continues to dominate every discussion. Every small move the team makes gets dissected, criticized, and spun into new controversies. The pressure from the outside is relentless, and it's starting to seep into the locker room. Meanwhile, Dillon Gabriel is stuck in the middle of it all. Once hailed as the future, now he's the face of the frustration. Every missed throw, every bad decision gets magnified 100 times. Reports say the tension between him and some teammates is growing, especially as talk of Shedeur's potential arrival refuses to fade away. The Browns are standing on the edge of a cliff. One wrong move, and the entire season could implode. And as ownership weighs its next decision, one thing is clear: something has to change. Whether it's Stefanski, Gabriel, or the system itself, Cleveland can't keep going like this. Because right now, the Browns don't just look broken, they look lost. And in the NFL, once a team loses its identity, it's almost impossible to get it back. As the dust settles over Cleveland, one thing is certain: this story is far from over. The tension inside the Browns organization has reached a boiling point, and the locker room feels like it's seconds away from erupting. Tommy Rees isn't backing down. Kevin Stefanski refuses to admit fault. And players like Myles Garrett and Jerry Jeudy are no longer hiding their frustrations. The cracks that once started as whispers are now visible to everyone: fans, analysts, and even rival teams watching from afar. Behind the scenes, reports suggest that key veterans have already started losing faith in the coaching staff. Some have even begun quietly discussing the future, wondering whether a major change could finally bring the stability they've been craving. And then there's Shedeur Sanders. His name keeps echoing through the hallways, through press conferences, through every fan conversation online. The excitement around him isn't just hype anymore, it's turned into a movement. If Stefanski can't find a way to control the chaos soon, it might not be his team for much longer. Insiders believe ownership is running out of patience, and the front office could make a drastic move if things don't improve fast. Rumors are swirling that a major shakeup, possibly involving both the coaching staff and the quarterback position, could happen before the next game. But what makes this situation even more unpredictable is how divided the fan base has become. Half want Shedeur Sanders to take over immediately. The other half fear it's too soon, that the Browns could destroy another young quarterback by rushing him into the fire. Whatever happens next, one thing's for sure: the Browns are standing at a crossroads. Every decision from this point forward will shape not only this season, but possibly the next decade of the franchise. So the question now is, will Kevin Stefanski survive the storm he created? Or will this be the beginning of a new era in Cleveland, led by Tommy Rees and Shedeur Sanders? Because if things keep unraveling the way they are now, Cleveland might be about to witness the biggest shakeup in franchise history.